Hi, I'm Hugh, and I'll be presenting the Polycystic Ovary Syndrome PCOS app, just for iOS, made using Swift. So I'll start by just running a server with Windows locally, just to test the app. And yep, we got that working. And I'll run the app on the Xcode simulator, just so that we can see it in action. Okay, so we got a login button and a register button, and we'll just register now. And we basically got username, password, confirm password. So username, easy. Password, we'll just put password. Confirm password, password again. And we'll just put it, actually we'll change the confirm password and just see what happens when we put in something else, something random. And if we go to register, then we'll see that the passwords don't match. And if we put something else again in, and even if we don't go to register, if we just trigger a check, it'll say, yeah, the passwords don't match. So we'll put in password and just so that they're the same. Just with a random date of birth. And we'll put in some dates for the first, second, and third study visit. And currently these are static questions just in a table, so you can add more cells to the table to add more questions, but that's got to be done manually in the Swift. So I'll just put these dates in, confirm the diagnosis, and we'll register. Great. And we just, before we log in, because we're now at the login page, but before we do that, we'll just look at the Windows localhost server. And we'll just see that, yeah, we've successfully registered an account. It's sent the data there, and that's all worked on the server side of things. So we'll go back to the login page and just put our login, user, and password. And we've got two login buttons, one up the top, one down the bottom, but we'll just use the one down the bottom. All right, just before we look at that, we'll just, see on the server side of things, we've successfully logged in. Great. So that's nice and easy, and we can go to the questionnaire now. Questionnaire. So you can see that currently we can't submit. That's because none of them are completed. We'll have to complete each one before we can submit. And currently they're static questions. So for it to be dynamic, that'll have to be added later for the user to be able, or the surveyor to be able to write the questions individually and the type of question, the format of it, and then they can generate the app or the questions, or it can be done dynamically. Anyway, we're going on the first questionnaire, and we'll just give it a pain of about 1 or 2 there. We've just got a choice of 3 for this one, and we'll just put in a value for this, maybe 12. Save it all. And now you can see it's checked off. Great, so we'll go back in just to see what happens. It's all reset, so we have to do it all again because we want to do it all again. And again, it's still checked off. So we do the second one now. And we're just not great, I guess. So not great. And we'll just put maybe 4 or so, 4 and a bit. We'll save that. Great, and we're going to the third one, and just put no, just does contribute. We'll just put does contribute. Some sample text. We'll save that. Okay, so now we can submit. We've got 2 submit buttons. Just click the one down the bottom. Great, and you can see we can't submit for the next 24 hours, just once every 24 hours. And if we tried to submit again, you can see, so you can't submit more than twice in one day. Great, so now we've logged out, but if we go to register again, we can make a different account. Or if we log back into the account we just logged into, we can see that if we'll just log back in first and then I'll show you. So if we quickly just do all of them quickly, just with blank values, and we'll try and submit it again. Yeah, blah, random value, blah, save it all, and submit it. And again, cannot submit more than once in a day. So we'll log out again, and done. Now looking back again at the server side of things, so we can see here that when we first submitted, the data was sent and received. That's great, it all went through. And when we did it the second time, it said, yeah, we cannot submit it more than once in a day. It says twice, but more than once. And looking at the code for the server, you can see that, but we'll look at the databases. All right, so looking at the login database, we can see that there's the ID, the username, password, the date of birth, basically those three values we entered, and whether or not it had been confirmed, the PCOS. And yeah, this is just base data. This will be created, this table, if it's not created already, and it'll just be added to. And the data table, which will store the answers to the questionnaires, there, we have that there, just has each user, their ID, the date the data was submitted, and you can just see for each question, Q1 is questionnaire 1, so it's the first one value is questionnaire 1, question 0, and they chose option 2. Questionnaire 1, question 1, and they chose option 1. Depending on the value in the future when it becomes dynamic, depending on the value the designer puts for the question type, they'll either receive a index answer. So for instance, on the depression question where it said yes, no, or I'd prefer not to answer, that was questionnaire 3, question 0. And we can see that we chose no. So not to answer was 0, yes was 1, and 2 was no, and we chose no, so that has a value of 2. And furthermore, the final question, which was a text question, that doesn't have a particular answer, so it just returns the text value, and that makes it really easy. And the dollar signs separate each question. We can see each questionnaire is labeled just with a Q. For instance, if you could have multiple different types, but this dynamic side of things isn't added yet. Anyway, thanks, and hope you enjoyed the presentation.